Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Glenn Tan speaking. This time, I'm going to talk about GRID Multi VRF installation. And here, I'd like to emphasize that this presentation is based on China standard. I will introduce how we do in China, and maybe this is a little bit different to your area, which means if you have your local code, also you need to follow your local code to install the GMV. This is for the basic requirement or the recommendation. This presentation divides into these 6 parts. I have put the corresponding video linkage at the description area below, just for your convenience. The first part is preparation. This is the requirement for the installer, and here is the principle, which is safety is always priority. And for the person, basically we need to wear the protective cap and the glove, and also better with the isolation shoes. And if available in your country, and which means if you require the person need to have some quality to install this VRF. Also, you need to wear this to identify you have this quality. And basically, you just need to follow your local code. The requirement for the installer is okay. And the next is before the installation, you need to discuss with the other people, like the designer of this building, and to the content is whether it is okay to drill a hole here or to play the power cable in this. And I also will show you the examples if you don't discuss with the designer. And just like this, you can find it here. It is an indoor unit. You can also find it there. Lots of the holes drills on here. This is absolutely impossible because it will damage the building. And the other is this. And just like you install the RAC, before that you need to discuss with the owner whether you can drill a hole in this wall. And what's wrong with this is that you can find it. There is a power cable inside. When you drill the hole, it just intact with the power cable, and this will become the black. And next, I'm going to introduce the material you need to prepare before installation. The first is branch pile. We divide it into the branch pile for indoor unit and for outdoor unit. Basically, it is according to the downstream indoor unit total capacity. We need to select it, and later I will introduce how to do the selection. And the next is if you install the duct tie, and beside the wire controller, you can also use this receiving plate. For this one, you can just control the duct tie only with the wireless remote controller. And here there are 2 types of it, and this is the latest one. This is the old one. Actually, for the new one, you can just consider it as a wire controller, which is just connect to the H1, H2. And for the old time, you just need to connect to the indoor unit PCB. And next is the G Cloud, which will allow you to control from your smartphone. And this is the second generation G Cloud device. And here is the app. You can download it from your smartphone. And next is the commissioning tool. And basically, we recommend this portable debugger. When you connect to the GMV, you can check all the system information, including outdoor unit, indoor unit, and besides, you can also do the debugging, which is the commissioning, and also you can control any indoor unit. And also you can do the project setting from here, and if available, you can also use this debugging software, which is from PC, which here, and we will display all the information directly on your screen. And the last one is just from the out of unit PCB. From there you can also do the commissioning. Next is remote monitoring and billing system. Let's focus on the billing system first. And this is our latest GRID billing system, which means according to the in-dot unit operating data and also the power data we collect from the power meter, we can calculate how much power does your appointed in-dot unit consume, which means if your GMV is separated by different companies, they share the GMV, but they need to pay the power bill. At that time, you can apply this billing system, so we can calculate every in-dot unit and how much power it consumes during your appointed period. And this is the GRID billing system, and from that whether the third generation, the remote monitoring, and plus this billing system. The billing system I already introduced, and what is the remote monitoring? It can do is it can do a schedule, which means at what time you need your appointed in-dot unit to operate in which mode and in which setting. You can do the setting in advance. And beside this, we can also connect with the BNS. And for this one, we are available with the Modbus and BedNet. And what I mean here is not only the hardware you need to prepare, but also the software which you need to control from your PC. The operation you should be familiar. Linkage controller. For this one, it is available for the GNV in-dot unit to connect with the dry contactor or the kit car device, which means no need the SK79, you just need the regular wire controller or the regular wireless remote controller. Then you can use the dry contactor or the kit car device for this in-dot unit. As for the detail wiring, here is for the kit car device, either AC or DC, and here is for the dry contactor. There are two sets of the signals, and here connects to the in-dot unit H1, H2, which is the same as the wire controller. Next is the 24-volt adapter and dry contactor. For this one, there are two patterns of it. First is it acting as a third-party 24-volt AC thermostat adapter, which means allow you to connect with the third-party controller to control our GNV in-dot unit. And the next pattern is just acting as a dry contactor, which means you can use a dry contactor to turn on or turn off this in-dot unit. That's all for this part of the presentation. If you still have any other question, just feel free to contact me on my personal email address.